Is weird, odd, strange, or just plain bizarre is really your cup of tea? Then, the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast will give you that fix. Can't believe it? Well, listen for yourself as we deliver the strangest news you definitely won't find on CNN or Fox. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the GSMC Weird News Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Heidi, and joining me today is...
I'm Staci.
Arianne.
Jay, how's it going?
Thank you guys for joining me. Today we are starting off our weird news with something straight out of Six Flags. Are you guys aware of the Six Flags Fright Fest that happens this time of year around Halloween?
I try and ignore it.
I'm aware of it. I've never been, but I definitely am aware of it.
I'm right there with Jay.
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand why people would want to.
Well, you wouldn't want to go to Fest and just be followed around by like people dressed like zombies and terrified.
I already scream enough on the roller coasters. I don't need to add screaming while just walking around the park.
Hey, I know friends that love it. Me, I'm just like, pay money for that? I don't think so. I'm good.
I mean, I get scared like walking around in the dark, like in my house.
Right.
Fright Fest is definitely not for me.
Yeah.
But if you're really into Fright Fest, they have a new contest. At the Six Flags in St. Louis, Missouri, they are holding a contest where candidates can sleep in a coffin to win money. And specifically, you would have to sleep in a coffin for 30 hours to potentially win $300.
And can I just say, it's so weird because I saw this one today and I was just like, first of all, 30 hours. Second of all, only $300?
Right?
That's it?
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
maybe like 3,000 or 30,000. I'm like, all right, maybe I'd be into this now. But 300, I'm like, I make more than that at work. Why the heck would I do that? I mean, so that's what's really weird. The weirdest thing to me about this story is, oh yeah, you get $300. It's like, there'd be a few more zeros on there.
Right? Or why isn't it like 13 hours? Sleep for 13 hours in a coffin.
Yes,
That's a whole
hours.
night.
30 hours.
And what if you have to go to the bathroom?
Well, so there are some, they had some specifications about this. So they're going to be 6 coffins, and they call them deluxe coffins. They are 2 foot by 7 foot. They also said on their website they are slightly used.
Ew, no. What?
I'm hoping that's just for marketing.
Just to add to the fright part.
Or are these the show coffins at funeral homes?
They did not specify.
I just think, like, because now one thing I say about Fright Fest is really cool, and I think the last few years they stopped it. So they used to do a Bill and Ted, like, Halloween show every year, and I've watched some of it on YouTube, and it's an amazing show, by the way. If you get a chance to watch it, watch it. They make fun out of the movies of that year and all this stuff, so they have some good stuff there. They have, like, a Beetlejuice show, at least they used to, and all these cool things. But, yeah, like, this is just something where it's just, maybe it sounded good in their heads, and maybe even on paper it sounded good, but in theory I'm just like, who would be that itching for money?
It doesn't even look good on paper. 30 hours, $300.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good.
Well, yeah,
at
the
all.
numbers don't make sense, but
No.
I mean, there are some people who would do this, because I have seen a thing where I think you could win a contest to go spend the night in like Dracula's castle.
Yeah.
Because you would totally want to, and your imagination would not run wild at all or anything.
Isn't it more money to do that, though? Like 10,000?
Right.
And not only that, but I thought I read in this too, like, where, if you do like the 30 hours or something, you may get to keep the coffin. It's like, okay, why would you want to do that? Is it that comfy? It's weird. I'm like, that sounds like something like, oh, goody, I get to keep the thing that you kept me in for 30 hours. Oh boy, I want that memory. I want to be like, hey, guess what? $300, I won this. It's like 30 hours.
I mean, if you have a family member with 1 foot in the grave already.
Wow!
You get $300
You know
and
what?
a coffin.
You've got the whole funeral covered right there.
Yeah, I hate to say that. That is probably like, it's like, hey, you know what? You have a great grandmother. Like, yeah, that might. But still, it's like one of those things. You're like, I don't know. This is something. We'll see how, because this is their first year, and if it doesn't go well, maybe their only year doing this. We won't be shocked. Why? We'll be like, oh yeah, because unless they up the ante or the price next year, maybe next year it'll be with tarantulas. You could be in there for 30 hours with tarantulas.
Just fear factor.
It'll be $30,000, but you'll be in there with tarantulas.
Like, this feels like it would be a really good thing for someone who is like actually a goth and is like, you know what? I'd love to just sleep all day anyways.
Someone who actually hates the sun.
Like, I'm just, you know what? I have nothing to do on that Saturday or whatever, so I might as well just go do what I'd be doing anyways and get $300.
Well, here's the other thing. Their website's a little cheeky about it. They say breakfast in bed. Well, all meals, snacks, drinks are all in the coffin. Also, you might get random visits by the Fright Fest folks.
Oh, wow.
While you're in a coffin, just to add to that.
Wow.
And you get 1 6-minute bathroom break every hour.
Wow.
But they do have phone charging stations in the coffin. Another reason why you might want to keep your deluxe coffin with a phone charging station just in case. So, I mean, that wasn't, like, that bad. I was like, well, at least you get a bathroom break. And you are supervised the whole time by an employee.
So do the 6 minutes roll over? Like, let's say you didn't need a potty that hour, and the next hour you needed a little bit longer than 6 minutes. Could you double it and use 12? If
They did not specify, but I don't think so. I mean, I guess you'd have to do the contest to find out.
Right.
You know, if you're gonna, I would say if you up the ante and make it worth more money, it's like just bury them for 30 hours. See how
Oh,
that
God.
goes.
Just a Kill Bill situation? That's not...
$300?
No,
worth
for
it.
more money. For more money, not $300. No. But it just seems to me like, I don't know, like this story is one of those stories where it's just, you're like, God, I mean, it's something that may be fun for marketing, but...
I could see someone like almost like wanting to like live stream the event or something, or like while you're in your coffin.
Right? Can you talk? Do you have to just lie there? Or?
I don't know. They didn't specify what the like restrictions are, but they also specifically said that if they get people like willing to, they call them in and they don't show up, then it'll just go to the next person after that. So I feel like they're expecting a lot of people.
I mean,
to be
it's
very
Halloween
interested.
time, so
Yeah.
Also, there's a possibility that you might not win the full $300 if the multiple people last.
Oh,
So they
you
might have to split it.
outlast people.
Yeah.
Jeez. You know, the more I'm hearing about this, the more I'm like, this is gonna blow up in their faces.
I don't know.
It's just
Would
what's
you
gonna
like-
happen. I wish it didn't, but
See, now
the
it
more
really
I'm
needs to be
lit-
like 13,000.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the more I'm hearing, the more I'm like, this is just getting to sound like a worse and worse idea as we're learning more about it. And cause if I did that for 30 hours, like, oh, you get $100. No, I don't. You said $300. Well, 2 people won with you. I don't care. It's
also,
like I was
how-
promised $300. You're giving me $300. That's what's happening.
How are you supposed to get other people to quit? Like mind games somehow? Like, how do you make someone else, like when they're in the bathroom, you know, like
You wait till it's 1 a.m. and then you start talking about all the possible creepy things and all the stories you've heard of people dying mysteriously.
Oh my god.
And then you just hear those randoms. Oh, did you hear that? I bet that's an axe murderer.
Can someone hear you through the coffin, though?
Do they keep it open?
That's what I don't know either. That's what I thought about.
I want to say probably not, but I don't know.
I feel they have to.
That's what I thought, too.
I don't
Coffins aren't
know.
made to be breathable, are they?
I don't know. It seems to me like what you could just say, hey, they were gone for 6 minutes and 1 second. They're out. I mean, maybe you can do that. I don't know. They were gone for 6 minutes and 1 second. That's right. They were gone longer. I don't know.
I don't know
Something
how
weird
you
like
would
that.
regulate that.
I don't know.
I mean, you have to have people who go with them to the bathroom, right?
Yeah, they have like escorts and employees the whole time.
I don't know. This seems to something to me that it's something not a bad idea. Fright Fest, Six Flags, but I don't think it's going to go the way you think it's going to go. Because like if all six people somehow get through each round,
Yeah.
it's $50 each for 30 hours. That's
No,
ridiculous.
that's so not worth it.
It's not.
$50.
No, it wouldn't
No.
be. And that's the problem right there. That's what's going to happen right there. They're going to be like, hey, yeah, I made it through the 30 hours. Yeah, here's your $50. It's like you're going to... I would be like, wait, what? No.
I just think that's
I was promised
bad
6
PR.
times that much.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Yeah.
really need to
After
change
that.
one or both of those numbers.
What they really just need to just change the number altogether because there are certain contests where people do certain things for certain amounts of money. $300 is not a good amount of money, especially when it's Six Flags. You aren't poor people. You're
I would
not.
do
Right.
3 hours for $300.
I do 30 minutes, maybe, for $300.
I wouldn't mind maybe 8 hours, but 30 hours for $300. That's terrible.
No.
You look at the math there, you're like, this doesn't work.
They misplaced zeros
Somewhere.
Yeah. Like maybe they think a lot of people are going to win, and even then, it's like, well, then make it harder. I don't know. Maybe at in 1 point, go, okay, now we're going to put bugs in with you or rats or something. I don't know.
No, then I'd definitely be like, this is Ripley's, you're paying me $50,000.
Well, I mean, even if they think a number of people are going to win, if they're all splitting the prize, it's still the only, like, even if you set this at 3,000 or 13,000 or 30,000, you still only have to pay that one prize no matter how many people stay in the coffin.
But
so you could have set this at a higher number. It's still that one number.
If they had a higher number, it's like, hey, it's 30,000. Even if all 6 won, it's still $5,000. $5,000, that's not a bad number. I would take that back. Everybody won. I still get more than I'm going to make, in a 30-hour period. That's just the truth. So, yeah, like, the number, I would suggest the number definitely needs to be changed. Because if it's not, I ain't doing it. You can't make me.
Maybe they feel like the coffin is like the extra bonus because coffins are a lot of money. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever had to bury anybody. Those are like $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah,
but this is a slightly used coffin.
Yeah, and double used.
Yeah, it's like a weird as a bonus, you get this. Okay,
it's just like a show.
What are you gonna do? Sell it on eBay? You're gonna hey, I was at Fright Fest and I won this coffin so much on eBay. I don't know. It just seems really, really weird to me.
And you gotta let them know, by the way, I slept in it for 30 hours.
Yeah, it might not smell okay, but that's why, because I was in it for 30 hours.
Like, is there such a thing as, like, Carfax for coffins? Like, coffin facts?
Yeah, coffin facts.
How many people have slept in this coffin? Has it ever been dropped? Does it have any accidents? Has it been buried before?
Right, do you see dirt on the side, scratch marks?
Yeah, geez, definitely a wonderful story for this episode and for this podcast. Absolutely.
I mean, I would personally be terrified, especially if they close the lid. But if you want to, they are choosing coffin dwellers on Thursday, October 4th. So you still have time.
Yep.
To hurry over to St. Louis to sleep in a coffin for 30 hours.
No, especially if you're not from St. Louis, why would you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Gas alone, it's like, really?
Yeah.
No, that would not be.
Maybe they have a lot of frequent flyer miles. Like, I have a lot of extra miles. I think I'm going to go to Six Flags Fright Fest and try this out. Why not?
30 hours to wait.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Or they really want to sleep in a coffin and just cannot wait.
I actually almost thought that maybe some crazy high schooler would want to do this, but you have to be over 18.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know who's going to
Can you get your
this.
parent to sign a whatever?
Hey, Mom, just don't look at it.
My 16-year-old is crazy enough. They're fine. They can sleep in the coffin for 30 hours. I don't care.
Oh, gosh.
It'll be 30 hours away from my teen. I don't
Right,
know.
exactly. 30 hours of quiet. Can you keep them for 30 days? Is that okay? You feed them, right? They're good.
They're paying you for the babysitting, the $300.
Right, exactly.
I have 2 toddlers. They'll fit in there perfect.
They can share.
This is wonderful.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe if you really like Six Flags food and you just want funnel cakes every day.
Yeah, and you can say to your friends, when you're 50 years from now, you know what? Back when I did this, 50 years ago, I won $300. It was amazing. It's like, yeah, sure, Grandpa, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, and we're gonna bury you in that coffin. So glad you have it.
Even then, I feel like they'd still be like, Grandpa, $300 wasn't that much.
Yeah. It was back in my day. No, it wasn't. It was back in my day. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. I promise you.
No.
It's Sheriff, this was the 1930s.
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's your year's income.
Oh gosh.
Great.
Yeah, that would be depressing. Well, again, if you want to do it, go sign up. Tell us how it went.
Yeah, more power to you if you want to do it. Have fun.
I would love to hear how that goes.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we will be back to hear our next topic.
The average sedan is built with a steel frame and equipped with 6 airbags. Remember this the next time you see someone walking. Drivers, be aware. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety. The average SUV has 2 blind spots, weighs between 4,000 and 6,000 pounds, and takes about 6 seconds to stop. Remember this the next time you're on foot. Pay attention, people. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety.
Hello and welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast. We are back to our next section, and we will be talking about a story that really tickled my fancy. That is Octopus on Ecstasy. Also,
so it tickled your fancy with tentacles?
Yep, all 8 of them.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Nope, just 3 or 4.
It was too out of it for the others.
Yeah, it was too high. Also, when I read this, I always thought that it was octopi for multiple.
It is, isn't it?
Well, the article kept saying octopuses.
Maybe they don't know.
Yeah,
it was
they may
way
not
less
know.
fun.
I'm like, it sounds right to us.
Like
That's what we're
sarcophagi.
But I
Who
saw
will
several
know?
articles. Several articles said octopuses.
It did. The ones I
yeah.
read did.
Yeah,
I'm with you though. I think it's octopi.
that's what I thought too.
It is octopi.
So
They're like, we don't know, or we don't care, and they hopefully won't care if they do.
I think we're just more fun than them. So if I switch back and forth between the two, it might
Yeah.
just happen naturally.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this story is about octopi taking the drug MDMA, also known as ecstasy or E or Molly or many other hip street names.
Staci. I learned that in high school. We had a whole video talking about the street names of different drugs, and it came to listing the ones for ecstasy, and it's like, Staci. The whole class turned and looked at me.
So octopi, I'm Stacy.
Thanks for that.
That's great. It's like, thank you so much. Thank you. Yep, that's right. That's my new nickname.
Well, they were enjoying your drug. But this was started by some scientists at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. They are studying the effects of ecstasy on the brain. And the reason they chose the octopus, was because some other scientists had sequenced the full genetic code for the California 2-spot octopus. And it turns out that octopuses and people have almost identical genes for a specific protein that binds the serotonin molecule to the brain cell. And this protein that binds the serotonin molecule to the brain cell is the target of ecstasy. So they were curious what this would mean for the human brain and if an octopus would even react the same way to ecstasy.
And they did.
And they did.
And I have to ask, did they like shove it down the octopus's beak, or did they like inject it into them? How did they even get it into their system?
This
Great
was
question.
this was a fun one for me. So they actually took salt water in a tube. They put ecstasy into the water and mixed it all up, and then put an octopus in there and had it like breathe it through its gills.
Oh,
So it was just like immersed
Wow.
in ecstasy.
jeez. No wonder they were flying so high. Good grief.
They had the full
or I guess I
effect.
should say swimming so high.
Yes.
But yeesh, no wonder.
Yes.
Like this, like swimming around Norman and like, I feel funny all of a sudden.
Their reactions were nice, though.
Well, I'm sure they
They
were
did
nice.
have some nice reactions because apparently when they first gave the octopus ecstasy, they gave them too much
Oh,
and then
jeez.
became paranoid and were like changing color rapidly.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Drop the dose.
They said they were like hiding in corners, like looking around, like
They probably saw
terrified.
they probably saw like demons swimming over. They're
Yeah,
like, why are things
poor
trying to kill me?
octopus. But
I want to
then
leave.
once they finally gave him the right dose, Arianne, did you read what the octopus did when they actually gave him the right amount?
I actually saw a YouTube video about what they did. They were very friendly, very sociable. Unlike a normal
man.
octopus is, they just really keep to themselves, but they were all about it.
So you're saying that when I, in my normal state, don't want to go out of my room and just want to stay in and not be around anybody, that's my
Pop
octopus
some
brain.
Staci.
Yeah.
Pop
And then,
some
I should take
Staci.
some of myself, but only so much of myself, or otherwise that will be completely
Right, you'll
exacerbated.
just hide under the blankets.
So I have another
I
question.
already
Was
do
it
that.
just like one octopus in each tank, or were there multiples?
Well, they took one octopus that was high in an enclosure, and then they took I don't know if the other octopus was high or not, but they put that one in like a little cage because they were afraid how they would react.
Okay.
Because typically an octopus might like fight another octopus.
Okay.
So then they put it in the cage, but then the high octopus loved the other octopus
Okay.
and went up and was like touching it and
Okay.
like all around it. And they said it kind of looked like it was hugging
Yeah.
the other octopus.
And so I'm guessing the other octopus is probably like, "What's going on, bro? You okay?"
Right? Like personal space, personal bubble.
yeah. It's like, bro, what's going on?
This is
Leave
not
me
what
alone.
we do. We're not huggers.
You don't go back to your tank.
Yeah, I'm so, like, they should try next pot and just like put like a bunch of brownies in there and like they'll all be gone in like 5 seconds. That'll be the
man.
next study. It's like, wow, what will happen when an octopus gets stoned? We know what they do on E now, on ecstasy, but what about pot?
Well, now I want to, and this shows where my brain goes because this isn't even real. I want to see what would happen if you created like a cannonball sized thing of ecstasy to fire at a kraken.
oh god.
Because that's where my brain totally
Well,
that would defeat the kraken. The kraken wouldn't want to kill you anymore. It would be all friendly.
But look at it this way, though. In the movie, though, instead of it trying to eat Jack Sparrow, it'd just be all over Jack, and Jack would be like, "Love,
Right.
what are you doing?
Yeah,
Go
so
away."
it still hugs the ship down into the sea.
Well, not just that, but like you could
same
just,
result.
I can just imagine Jack Sparrow going, "Love, what are you doing? Get your hands all off of me. What are you doing?"
Not in
I
an
can just see
aggressive
it.
way. It brings it down. In a
Kill you
humbly-
through love. Kill you through kindness.
There you go.
Yeah, they'll see him in the third movie. He'll be like, "Are you okay, Captain?" He's like, "No, I'm not okay. Did you see what happened last time? That's why you don't give it ecstasy, especially at cannonball size. No."
I also, one of the other thing that I liked is when it was high, it like did like little flips in the water, and then it also said like, you know, like in aquariums, a little thing that makes bubbles, you know, like to aerate the water. It like just went over and like started playing with it and like fondling the little like bubble thing.
Oh yeah, I was totally high.
Now you know what that reminds me of. That reminds me of that little. I think it was the hermit crab in Finding Nemo did the same thing, like my bubbles, or was that the fish? Yeah, the fish, my bubbles. It probably was like that. My bubbles, my bubbles.
I'm just thinking of people when they're high will just be like, ooh, pretty lights.
The way it was moving too was funny. It was like almost like it was doing its own little dance, like it had its own song going.
Probably
and it was
did.
like, I am feeling this.
You know what they should?
This is my jam.
What they should have done is they should put like a little like strobe light there and it's like see it dancing. It's like
Oh my gosh, I don't know how it would react to the lights.
It would just start dancing and be like, hey, this is awesome.
It'd be
It was
changing
probably
all
strobe
colors.
bubbles. That's what it was.
There you go.
Probably would have loved that.
It'd be like, this is awesome, guys. Keep it up.
Another scientist did say, though, that observing the results, they were like, we don't really know if a hug means the same thing to an octopus as what it means to us, because
Right.
they're like, well, the octopus was touching the other octopus, but is that affectionate? We're not really sure, because we don't know what the octopus was thinking.
I happily want to kill you.
I want to kill you with hugs.
I just want to smother you with all of my arms.
I feel so great. Let me choke you out.
Put his arm around it. Shh, shh. It's okay. You'll be fine.
Maybe
It'll be
you
over
just wanted
soon.
to feel it because isn't
Yeah.
it supposed to like
Usually,
intensify your sense
Yeah.
of touch or whatever? So
yeah.
Just wanted to feel the other
right,
octopus.
I need to
Yeah.
feel
It's
what
like, you
feel
feel
like.
amazing. I feel the same as you, bro. We're not
Through the
different. We're
water.
the same.
Trying
Just
to
one of
reach
us
into
is
its little
definitely on
cage.
something that I'm not.
Did it say then what happened after they were done with getting the octopuses drugged?
It didn't say like if there was some weird like it didn't say what it was like after, you know? I don't know if there's
But
octopus
do they keep them?
embarrassment or
Do they do this like multiple times?
It just said that I think they might have done I think they did it multiple times. They also said that the article said specifically that none of the octopuses were harmed.
Oh,
They
nice.
made sure to give it the right amount of drugs after they learned how much
Yeah,
that
eventually.
was. To not
Eventually.
make it too anxious. I also don't know if they did this on only like one octopus or if they had multiple.
Was
I'm
there
not
like
sure.
a come down effect, like
Yeah, I could just-
withdraw or
Yeah, I can
whatever?
just imagine it wakes up
I
next
don't
morning with a
know.
splitting headache and his eyes all bloodshot. It's like, what happened yesterday?
just slowly creeps away from the other
I don't,
octopus.
remember, I don't remember anything. Then he sees the video of him hugging the octopus. He's like, oh my god.
Delete that video.
What
Take it
happened?
down.
It's already viral. Make it go away. Make it go away.
Yeah, they've already made a study about it, man. It's all gone. It's written in paper.
Oh, I'm having too much fun with this.
I wonder if, because I'm just, questioning, it makes it dehydrates you. So how would they?
I don't know.
I mean, they're already in the water. So
Yeah, how do they do that anyways in a normal
Right.
state? I don't know that much about. I'm going with octopi.
So what I sound like a good idea is like be in water when you do this stuff. You won't get dehydrated.
You might drown though if you don't have gills.
serious.
I mean, I guess if it's just taking in all the water through its gills normally, I
It
guess
doesn't
it would
drown.
just
I guess.
normally
I
do
really
that.
don't know. I don't know.
Could an octopus express that it wanted a drink of water?
By the way, I
I know.
was
So-
kidding there. Don't actually do that. I'm kidding. I'm joking. Just so you know.
Don't go swimming.
We do not advocate taking any drugs
No.
here at the GSMC Podcast Network.
No, we do not.
The other thing that I thought was interesting was they were pointing out that humans are far more evolved than octopi, but since an octopus had this effect, like had it affected on its serotonin and affecting social behavior, like the hugging or the touching, it's possible that our like desire for like touching and hugging related to serotonin could have evolved way earlier in our history than we originally thought, since an octopus reacts similarly.
That's interesting.
So they said that because of this study, there's a lot more to be researched because they were just trying to study ecstasy, and now they're studying octopi and ecstasy and human brains relating to serotonin and the drug. And so it really just opens up a lot of doors for future study. And I guess it just kind of shows like how much we don't know yet.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean,
About
isn't that like
different
every
animals?
study?
Yeah,
I feel
right.
that's like every scientific study. So we kind of got this, but there's so much we don't know, so continue on forever.
I mean, that's why it was successful.
yes.
That's true. That is very true.
I mean, if it told us something we already know, it's just like, well, that was
I mean, it wouldn't be on the podcast
Anticlimactic.
if that already happened.
it was
I
fun
didn't
to watch,
expect
though.
that. Yeah, I'd bet.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had seen the video now, just
Yeah,
a
me too.
color
When
changing.
I get home, I'll have to check it out. Like,
It
let me
was
watch.
awesome.
Let me watch Octopus on Ecstasy.
I would probably still view it as the octopus wanting to be a kraken. It's like, let me practice my grabbing you with my tentacles and squeezing you to death, Chase, right now. Just practice, man. Just practice.
But they put the other octopus in a cage, so I don't know if maybe it was just trying to reach in, let me get you out.
Right.
Yeah, I must make you free. I must make you free, you prisoner.
I mean, who knows? But
Yeah,
it was
story.
fun. I liked
story.
the octopus story. Maybe they liked it. I don't know.
It's definitely an interesting story. I'll say that. It's like one story. He's like, huh, okay.
I mean, I'm a little concerned because we can't really tell what the octopus is feeling, and then you put it on something is, a psychological narcotic. So I'm like, scientific ethics. But it does sound like the octopus when high was at least cute and cuddly. So scientific ethics versus cute cuddly. I don't know where I come out on that.
I mean, it made a YouTube video, so we're probably going to say cute and cuddly.
Maybe.
Yeah, if it goes viral, it's like you see it on all the major news stations and any news story tonight. An octopus all cute and cuddly on drugs.
Cute and cuddly.
Well, we're going to go to our last commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
The average sedan is built with a steel frame and equipped with 6 airbags. Remember this the next time you see someone walking. Drivers, be aware. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety. The average SUV has 2 blind spots, weighs between 4,000 and 6,000 pounds, and takes about 6 seconds to stop. Remember this the next time you're on foot. Pay attention, people. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety.
Hello and welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast. Our final story is about some genius raccoons in Toronto. So, I know that we all have a raccoon problem. If you don't have a raccoon problem, you probably just don't know about it, and you probably do. But apparently Toronto is having a particularly bad raccoon war. And it is so bad that a particular area has made these trash cans that are supposed to be raccoon-proof, because all the raccoons were breaking into the trash and apparently getting pretty tubby off of all of it. It was a major problem. People were observing raccoons everywhere. They were going through all of the trash. They were in everyone's yards. They were having giant families because they were so well fed that the city decided they had to do something. So back, I believe in 2016, they made these trash bins that were supposed to be raccoon-proof. So the way they worked is there was a rotating handle on the lid that connected to a disc on the inside, which when the lid is shut, it fastens to a made-in-Germany gravity lock. They specified made in Germany. And you can open the bin by turning the circular latch or by turning the bins upside down to 110 degrees, which triggers the release of the gravity lock, which sounds human-proof to me as well.
Is.
Right? This is like NASA or something.
It sounds like too much work to me. It's like, I want to take the trash out? Nah, I don't want to. It's too much work. Not with that trash can anyway. Yeesh.
And I'm sure they thought, oh, well, none of us want to do it anyway, so a raccoon clearly won't. And actually, people were concerned because they were afraid they were going to lose their neighborhood raccoons, and people started showing
They wanted
sympathy.
to keep them?
Okay, the raccoon is not Spider-Man. It's not your friendly neighborhood anything. It's a raccoon.
That's great.
It's very interesting.
They started naming them there's Ellen and Frank and Bill and I can imagine.
They're
that.
not
That'd
your
be
friends.
hilarious.
But I'm going to guess that the raccoons figured this out.
Yeah. So even after people started expressing concern they were going to lose their raccoon families, a raccoon was recently caught on camera unlocking the trash can, and they had multiple videos now of these raccoons unlocking them. But it's not all raccoons. It's a genius class of raccoons that are figuring it out. The rest of them are just not. The rest
They're
of them,
getting the leftovers.
Yeah.
So great. We're going to do natural selection to the genius raccoons who will overrun us. Love
How
it.
are those ones so evolved that they figured it
I
out?
don't know.
They-
Maybe it's
radiation?
like Planet of the Apes, but it's going to become Planet of the Raccoons, where they were testing some kind of stuff in them that became super smart in the process, and that'll be the next horror movie. It's going to be Planet of the Raccoons, only the smart ones.
Well, and here at the GSMC Podcast Network, Tate, who hosts the MMA podcast, actually really likes raccoons.
God.
I do not know why. I have no clue about why that's the case. He thinks they're cute. I have tried to tell him, no, they're not. So I think he'd be like, yes, absolutely. I kind of imagine there's someone like Tate out there who taught them this, and they just went on and taught someone else.
The only cute raccoon was the one on Pocahontas.
Yeah.
The cartoon is not
cartoon next.
I liked the cartoon. Or the Incredibles.
Yeah, Incredibles 2 raccoon
scene.
was pretty cool. It was.
See, but that's exactly how, that's not a cute raccoon. That's how you deal with a raccoon. You find some way to shoot laser eyes at it so it won't come in your house and attack you. That is the only way to deal with raccoons, I'm telling you.
Animated raccoons.
What's funny to me is, like, I could just imagine looking at their faces going, haha, we have the raccoons now. Then, like, a year or two later, they're like, no, we don't. It's like, well, curse you, Mother Nature, curse you. You found a way.
So what I'm hearing is rather than hypergravity or whatever trash cans, we need Jack Jack.
Yes.
That's what it is. That's the solution. Is we need to take Jack Jack to Toronto.
Yeah, that'd be the new thing. It's like, okay, we have to create a Jack Jack. Because
that can't possibly go wrong.
So what happens? Like, who got it on video? Was it just a local?
I think it was like a security cam, and then after they saw one video, they tried to get other videos of it. So then they set out to like try and capture this raccoon on video, which they did. I think now they have at least 2, maybe 3 videos of super smart
just
raccoons.
Out on the street, or was it in somebody's garage?
It was just out on the street.
I could imagine the customers wasn't really mad. They're like, hey, we paid good money for this trash can.
Yes.
This thing is not working. The raccoons, like, I can just imagine a recall. Well, we thought that these cans were going to work wonders. They don't. We're sorry. Our bad. Here's your money back.
Well, this city, LOL, JK. But the city actually said that because not all of the raccoons are breaking in, they're still going to keep the trash cans and keep the program going.
Okay, but what if the genius raccoons are all in one neighborhood? Then that sucks for, sucks for you live in, whatever zip code. Sorry.
Right. No, what's going to happen is they're going to train others. And, okay, we know how to do it. Now you'll know how to do it now. You'll know. It's like, it's going to be eventually, it's going to be like, they'll all know. And it's like, well, this was a good idea for a while, guys. But I think that the gravy train of this wonderful product is over.
See, I'm super worried because we've covered a number of really smart animals on the show. We talked about the fire alarm rat. A few episodes ago, we talked about the crows in France who have been trained to pick up trash and how crows and birds have figured out ways to, get food out of small, tubes and to drop it onto busy roads so the tires will run over it and crack it and then go. And I'm like, no, if you're going to be this smart, you need to be a kitten or something. You cannot be a raccoon or a rat or a bird the size of my knee. That's not allowed. You have to be something cute and cuddly that I'm not going to automatically be terrified of.
It's all the ones we don't like.
Right? There's something.
Spiders.
No,
stop it!
No, next it'll be smart jellyfish.
Oh.
Well, but they can't live out of water anyways, right? So I'm always covered there.
Yet. They'll find a way. They'll find a way to live out of the water and overtake
smart
humanity.
Jellyfish.
I'm now just thinking, you talked about spiders, I'm thinking of cockroaches.
Oh.
Because they outlive anything anyways. They do not also need to be smart. Mother Nature, I am telling you, they're already immortal. They should not get both. That's not fair.
Yeah, we're putting it out here on this podcast.
Right,
no
exactly.
More.
Yes.
Stop
Mother Nature,
now.
that's enough. No more. For at least the next few years.
Cutting it off.
Few years.
Generations. When my children's children. When
the sun has exploded and burnt up the earth, the cockroaches should still not be smart.
Right. By the
Just
time we're
they'll
on Mars.
survive, but they should not be
Yeah,
smart.
they'll be there going, oh, well, that just happened. Oh, that sucks. Well, at least we're still here to see it, so that's kind of cool. All the cockroaches make me think of Joe's apartment.
I mean, I'm okay if it's like Hitchhiker's Guide and the dolphins are really smart. Okay, fine. I will allow for that, but do not have it be the thing that we actually call pest control for. There's a reason we call pest control for that. Those should not go together.
Right. We don't need you to be smart.
Yeah, it's like, hey, who said you could be smart? I don't remember saying that. I don't remember signing a petition.
I just don't like the
let this animal be smart. No!
of a pest control person going against a smart raccoon. Who do you put your money on?
You know what? That'd be like Over the Hedge. Remember where they had they had the really smart little squirrel that drank the energy drink and was able to just slow down time and stop the thing from happening. That's what's going to happen next. It's going to be smart squirrels and smart chipmunks.
Just start leaving random. You can leave half bottles of beer in your
Right.
That way
What are all those things that affect brain development?
Right, exactly. So
or again, what they'll do is they'll do a study next in raccoons of how will raccoons react to pot.
Just leave out Tide Pods around your backyard.
No,
Play a video of people eating
No, the raccoons will eat those and go, these are delicious.
Exactly, but we've heard terrible things about eating Tide Pods. I'm hoping it would also work for raccoons.
You would think so, but probably not. They'd be like, this is a great snack. This is awesome.
They eat trash. They probably have like a high...
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly, obviously.
Like these are full of bubbles. This is wonderful. This is awesome. It's like, this is not working how we planned, sir. I can see that.
See, I feel like someone envisioned this and was like, oh, it'll be like Looney Tunes where Bugs Bunny always outsmarts, whoever. But in real life, no. In real life, you don't like fall off a cliff and then regenerate. So this should also not be allowed. Like, there are rules to real life that cartoons don't have, and if I have to follow those rules, the raccoon should have to follow those rules also.
They should just put like a trap inside the lid, so that way if
For the people,
they'd be able to. They'd be able to figure that out.
That's great.
Well, at least they'd capture the raccoon and then they can ship it off to,
send it
I'm
to
sorry.
us.
We're going to export our genius raccoons.
Yes.
Another country, you deal with it.
Send them in space. I mean, they can evolve.
They can figure out a
Anyway.
spaceship.
Well, they'll go out to space and they'll frickin' find some planet and get their own planet. And then they'll come back in a few hundred years and be like, hey, look, we're all advanced and smart. And they're like, Rocket. They'll be like, Rocket. That's what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, exactly.
That'll be the future. They're all going to be Rocket.
Oh,
Well, on that positive note of how our future is going
Great.
downhill with raccoons, we will end the show for today, but thank you so much for listening and tune in next time.